Welcome to Cruise Control. My name's Eric, and today we're going to be talking about that brand new Mazda CX-90. Let's talk about that right now. Welcome to Cruise Control. All right, so the 2024 CX-90 is replacing the CX-9. I was a big fan of the CX-9, but let's check out some of these new changes for the CX-90. And not only that, there's going to be a lot of the information that we find out today that's in this vehicle that you will see on future other Mazda models as well. All right, so this new change is really going to take on people like BMW, Mercedes. It's going to be a rear-wheel drive layout, something that Honda does not do, something that Toyota does not do. This is going to be stepping into that next level luxury category. The main reason why they want to do that is driving dynamics. When you have everything going to the front wheels as the CX-9 did, even though it was an all-wheel drive option, your front wheels are going to be doing the steering and the driving, and that is going to limit how well it's going to handle. Now that the vehicle is going to have the power sent to the rear wheels, and even though it's going to be an all-wheel drive system, the power is mainly going to the back. It will only send power to the front when needed, so that way the front wheels can do the better job of steering, the back wheels can do a better job of pushing the car forward, and this is going to provide a better driving dynamic. I've not driven it yet, but that is the idea. Now, one of the biggest things that I think should be highlighted is finally a brand new transmission. They have an 8-speed automatic that is going to be built in-house that swaps out a torque converter for a multi-plate wet clutch setup. Now, this is similar to what AMG uses. What this is going to be able to do is give you quicker shifts. So you're going to have faster 0 to 60 quarter mile, but better just in-town driving, or if you're going to need to pass on the freeway, this is just going to be able to be snappier off the line. So it's going to be a lot more fun to drive, and it should also be more fuel efficient. Mazda is promising even with the inline 6, it will have a better overall rating than even the outgoing 4-cylinder Mazda CX-9, and that's coming from the inline turbo 6. Speaking of that inline turbo 6, it's going to be 3.3 liters. It's going to have 340 horsepower, 369 foot-pounds of torque. It also includes a 48-volt mild hybrid system. So it's going to be able to do like start and stop and run some of the like AC systems and stuff like that. So that way it's going to help mitigate the inline 6's thirst. So it's going to give you better fuel economy than that 4-cylinder was in the CX-9. Now, if you want even better fuel economy, you're going to have a 323 horsepower, 369 foot-pounds of torque from a 2.5 liter Ford. It's going to have a 17.8 kilowatt hour battery pack added on there. Now, in the smaller CX-60 over in Europe, that got 39 miles of electric range. However, that range is going to not be as big on this one. I would expect somewhere around 25 miles of electric range here, because one, the cycle is different on how they rate stuff in Europe, how we do, and then this is going to be a larger vehicle. So I would expect about 25, maybe 30 miles of range max, but still having that option to drive 25 to 30 miles pure EV. Then once it kicks on, it's going to be a typical hybrid, and I'm going to say it's going to get 30 miles per gallon average. That's going to be fantastic for a 3-row crossover. Speaking of this crossover, let's take a look on the inside. Mazda has really stepped up their game. They're always really good at interiors if you look at any of their modern vehicles, but this looks very nice. This light colored interior looks really good. However, I would probably buy one in a darker color for just myself. I have kids, and I know white doesn't last long when you have kids, but it does look very nice. Now, if you're looking on the outside, this is a new red. So this is no longer Soul Crystal red. They call this Artisan red. Kind of reminds me of like a Merlot, like a glass of wine. Looks really nice on this vehicle. I'm sure we're going to see it on future vehicles as well. Now, from the second row, I don't know if there's going to be an option to have a bench seat so you can fit more people, because so far that's 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. That's only 6 people. That's down in how many people can fit in this compared to the CX-9. I mean, this does look cool to have that, the captain's chairs and that little center console. That's nice. But I do hope they're going to have a bench option for that middle row, so that way it can be a 7-seater. because for someone like me with a family, that would be more practical. I know this is nice to have the captain's chairs and more luxurious, but I need more space. There is no dimensions yet for me to go on, so I couldn't tell you how much bigger this is, how much more space the rear passengers have or the third row passengers have. I don't know that information as of yet. There's also no price yet. So it's probably going to start around 40 grand. It'll probably top out upper 50s. It's going to be a little bit expensive, but you know what? With what Mazda is giving you, I can see why they're going to charge this. And honestly, compared to the new Pilot, even though I really like the looks of the new Pilot, I wish it had an option for a hybrid. It doesn't have a mild hybrid. It doesn't have a plug-in hybrid. So I think this is going to beat the competition when it comes to Honda, except for the Trail Sport Edition. That's going to be that off-road capable from Honda. That's not going to be here with this Mazda. The Toyota Highlander is going to have a hybrid option, so that's going to compete more with something like this, but that's front wheel drive based and not rear wheel drive based. So if you want something that's rear wheel drive based and inline six, something that's going to cost less than the BMW, this is going to be your big option right here. I'm really pleased with what Mazda has created. This is going to be coming out in the spring, so it's not going to be very much longer until I can go out and get a test drive for you guys and let you know how it really does drive in person. Leave your comments down below as far as what you would like to know about this vehicle when I do get to finally test drive it. But right now, I think this is a beautiful vehicle. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Eric. This is Cruise Control. And remember, just drive.